if you look up in the scientific literature, the latest developments addressing the hard problem of consciousness, you'll see that Panpsychism has become the latest trend or fashion. It's a compromise because current science cannot explain how the brain produces consciousness, or for that matter, matter produces consciousness. They have now compromised to say that matter and consciousness are both fundamental realities of the universe. So I'm sharing this video with you to basically clarify that panpsychism is not the same as non-duality. Panpsychism assumes that consciousness and matter coexist in the universe as fundamental activities. Non-duality regards matter, force fields, and gravity as modes of knowing and experience and awareness, and therefore as modified consciousness. Okay, so let's unravel this and break it down. Panpsychism and non-duality are two distinct perspectives on the nature of consciousness and reality. Furthermore, I will share with you that panpsychism is a philosophy, a kind of metaphysics, but non-duality is an experience. So there are some superficial similarities. Both attempt to address the relationship between consciousness and the physical world, but they are fundamentally very different in their core assumptions and implications. Panpsychism posits that consciousness or mind-like qualities are fundamental and ubiquitous features of the physical world. Under this view, consciousness is seen as an intrinsic property of matter, and even the smallest particles possessing some form of rudimentary consciousness or experiential qualities. So according to this, every material object represents a rudimentary consciousness. Panpsychists argue that complex consciousness, like human awareness, emerges from the combination or integration of these more basic forms of consciousness. The key aspects of panpsychism include fragmentation of consciousness. Consciousness is viewed as fundamentally divided and distributed throughout the physical world. It's a bottom-up approach. Complex consciousness is built up from simpler, more primitive forms of awareness. And panpsychism suggests the coexistence of matter and consciousness. Both are considered fundamental aspects of reality. In contrast, what I've shared with you all these years is that non-duality, also known as non-dualism or Advaita Vedanta, and even Kashmir Shaivism, aspects of Buddhism, present a radically different perspective. Non-duality asserts that there's only one fundamental reality, pure consciousness or awareness, and all phenomena, including matter, force fields, and gravity, are ultimately modes or expressions of this singular consciousness. The core principles of non-duality include unity of consciousness. Consciousness is seen as fundamentally whole and undivided. Top-down approach. Individual minds and experiences are understood as dissociations or localizations of a unified field of consciousness. And there's primacy of consciousness. Matter and physical phenomena are viewed as appearances within consciousness rather than separate or co-equal entities. The distinction between these perspectives is crucial. Panpsychism attempts to solve the hard problem of consciousness by attributing consciousness-like properties to matter itself. This leads to a view of reality where consciousness is fragmented and distributed throughout the physical world. Non-duality, on the other hand, inverts this relationship entirely, seeing the physical world as a manifestation or appearance within a unified field of consciousness. So even idealism is not the same as non-duality. Idealism posits mind as the basis. In non-duality, mind is also a modified form of consciousness. Okay, so non-duality offers a very parsimonious explanation to the nature of reality. Parsimonious, simplest that works. It starts with the one thing we can be certain of, the existence of consciousness, and explains the apparent physical world as a modulation of behavior of this consciousness. This approach avoids the need to explain how consciousness emerges from matter, as in materialism, or how it combines to form complex awareness, as in Panpsychism. Furthermore, this is an experiential approach. We only know consciousness and its modulations as sensations, images, feelings, and thoughts. So let's conclude this and put this to rest. Panpsychism and non-duality both attempt to address the relationship between consciousness and the physical world. They offer, however, fundamentally different perspectives. Panpsychism sees consciousness and matter as coexisting fundamental aspects of reality, with consciousness fragmented throughout the physical world. Non-duality, in contrast, posits a single unified consciousness as the sole fundamental reality, with matter and physical phenomena understood as modes of experience and knowing within this all-encompassing awareness. This distinction has profound implications for our understanding of reality, the nature of mind, and the relationship between consciousness and the appearance of the physical world. There's much more to say, and I will continue to say it, but panpsychism is a compromise by materialists who do not want to give up the idea that matter is the ontological primitive of the universe. And this is what science is attempting to do, but it's a failed attempt. Let me know what you think, and we can continue this conversation. Check out Digital Dharma, and also know that you can share any conversation with me, and we can continue the dialogue on digitaldeepak.ai. Very grateful for you indulging me all these years.